sticking to our bottom guard position. Or wait, we're on bottom guard, right? Last week we were working our closed guard position, whether it was pulling him out of his posture, using his posture against him, moving the transitions and submissions out from there. This week we're going to be working some open guard stuff. Today is going to be working with our spider guard. Our spider guard is an open guard because he's not past either of his legs. We're still in the bottom position. But right here we're going to be at 1 and 1. Right? The best way to grab right here is grabbing over the top and curling it underneath so it ends up looking like a little piece of rope, and just holding on it right here. When I'm doing this, the main part of this grip is these two middle fingers, right? These other ones are just helping maintain, and my thumb's helping to pinch down a little bit. I cannot go inside of his gi right here. It's against the rules and it's dangerous. Hurt your fingers doing that. Another grip some people use is like a grip right here, but for the purposes of the techniques and transitions from here, it's a little bit harder to do with this grip. I think this is the longest, easiest grip we can use. So we're looking to go 1 and 1, and we're always going to be on one side or the other. We don't want to necessarily be flat on our back right here. So when I go right here, I'm going to attack one side or the other. I always want to have my top foot over. What I mean by that is my top foot's going over the top right here. My other foot is going to his bicep, right? So you can see I'm on one side. This is the top one. It's higher than the other, so it's going to go over the top. If he tries to tip me the other way, my feet's going to go neutral, and then I'm going to go, all the way over the top on the other side right here. Does that make sense? So I always want to have the top one be the one that's over. If I don't, and he goes the other way, and I go this way, all of a sudden we're going to start finding ourselves getting past. It's not the same thing, and it doesn't set up the same sweeps and submissions that we want from there anyway. So the first thing we're going to practice is grabbing onto somebody and moving ourselves into a spider guard position. Right? When he moves me to the other side, I'm going to he can take me to the center. I can move right here when he chooses the other side, or I can force the issue. I'm going all the way over right here so my foot's through. My foot's on the bicep. I'm pulling pressure on both of them. You can feel this is a really super solid position, but what I'm going to practice is transitioning through it back and forth. So grab a partner back and forth. Let's go. Not one that's might be your style, might not be your style. Every body style can do this. And as a part of having the gi on, you should know this one. It's part of it, right? And not only if it's going to be your style or something you do a lot, it's going to get done to you. So you need to know what the person's doing, how to counter it. So starting off right here, we're getting our grips going here. Now, why are we doing this? Right? Well, there's several different reasons. One of them is because I know when I give him this position, he's not going to want to just sit here, and even if he does, I can force a position to get a reaction out of him. I can either move for a sweep, a submission, or a transition. When I'm doing this, one of the first ones I'm always looking for, I'm going to this position, and depending on what his reaction is, if he just sits here, there's a lot of times where I'm going to use this to sweep. Right? How do I do that? I have to get both my feet on the same side, so I go from being in a position right here to putting my other foot underneath, and my hand reaches under to his leg right here. So now if he tries to go anywhere, he's stuck right here, and I have him up on the tabletop on both of my shins. Now because, like any sweep, I have this arm, he's not going to be able to get it back from me from where I have it trapped. I just need to sweep him 45 degrees from lifting this leg that I have down here, just sweeping everything over, boom, moving myself up to here. Coming over the top, moving myself to the side control position. We have a bicep splitter, but we're not going to practice getting that, right? Moving ourselves to our side control position. Or a tabletop sweep. So we're moving ourselves right to here, moving to our top position. My foot comes through on the same side. I like to hit right here because now I've created tension with his body. And so if he's trying to move somewhere, I have him stuck. Now his leg isn't going to be out of reach. I can go underneath, bring him up on top, lift him over, and move into my side control position. So we're right here, going over the top, foot passes through and catches, letting go of the hand reaching under the knee, bring it over right here, and not trying to make it into a somersault right here, and I'm not trying to push him backwards right here. I'm pushing it 45 degrees. So where I have that arm trapped, I'm moving myself all the way over till I'm in this side control position. Grab a partner back and forth. It's our tabletop sweep from Speight. Alright, so if you notice, all the techniques that we've done so far are for when a guy is down in his open guard posture, when he's down on both knees or one knee right here. Right? If I start doing spider guard to him and he stands all the way up and has good posture with his head up and stuff, it's pretty hard for me to start doing stuff. However, like I said at the very beginning, we're not necessarily doing this for a single technique. We're doing this to get on offense against him and get a reaction. It's just fine with me if he stands up like this. This is where we're going to start transitioning into a trip here. Or in this case right here, we're going to take our feet that were here, boom, we're going to pull his hands and load them up to our elevator position, right? And from here, we have our sweep all the way over. We have our transitions to our arm bars and such, right? But I want you to know that position's there. And the best part is I start doing this right here, he stands up, I go right here and he goes back down to his posture. All I'm going to do is put this back in and start looking for my moves right there again, right? So we're just going to practice a simple elevator sweep right here because his reaction to us getting to our good position or starting this spider guard series against him, one of them's going to open up that elevator for us. So finding ourselves right here and he stands up, my feet are going to his hips, I'm pulling him, and when I'm pulling, I'm not trying to pull down, I'm trying to pull him as far that way as possible because I need his head to be above mine. So if our noses need to be lined up, it needs to be anywhere above mine because when his nose is below mine, he's really super heavy. But as soon as he breaks that plane of his nose being above mine, or him being higher than me is an easy way to say it, he gets super light for me and I have a leverage advantage. I'm going to lift him up right here. I'm going to reach up with one hand and I'm going to tuck and try and put his head under to his belly button at the same time. I bring everything over, tuck into my position. Now, the quieter this move is, the less of a sound there is that happens, the more correctly you're doing it. This isn't like a Captain Kirk sunset flip where we're and trying to get him to fling off, right? This one here is one where we're trying to make a nice smooth transition. So I'm starting my spider guard on him, he stands up, I'm pulling him up, getting him up to the top right here, tucking the head, super controlled, super quiet, all the way to our mount position. So he counters our spider guard by standing up, we switch to the elevator position with an elevator sweep. Grab a partner, go.